Welcome everybody to this webinar on AutoCAD or collaborating with AutoCAD and AutoCAD for Web and AutoCAD Mobile. My name is Aldred Boyd. I'm an application engineer for micrographics, and yeah, let's see what happens over the next 20 minutes or so for this webinar. Okay, so just a little bit about myself. I'm an industry specialist for the Autodesk manufacturing products. That's things like AutoCAD, AutoCAD Mechanical, AutoCAD Electrical, AutoCAD Plant, P&ID. My main sort of software that I do work on is Inventor. Okay, so that's the sort of flagship of Autodesk. I've got 20 years of experience in the industry, so hopefully I can show you something, or sort of inform you about some of the stuff that Autodesk is doing at the moment in the industry out there, which you might not know of. I'm both AutoCAD and Inventor certified professional. So what this entails is just sort of getting a sort of doing exams and stuff like that, and being able to show you that I do have a little bit of expertise. I'm also an Autodesk certified instructor. All of micrographics' application engineers are Autodesk certified instructors. This allows us to train and impart, or sort of give you the information that you need the way that Autodesk would like us to. And I've also presented at the Autodesk University Extension in Joburg and Cape Town. If you haven't been to the AU extensions, when we do come out of this pandemic and you're able to go to more of these conferences, I really implore you to go do it. It's a great place to go and learn new stuff, learn more advanced stuff for that, as well as just meet people in the industry and sort of bounce ideas off them. It's a great networking sort of place to go. Okay, so the agenda for today, just a little bit of introduction on what Autodesk for Web and Mobile is, and then just how to connect to the cloud. So a lot of this stuff, this is all connected to the cloud. I mean, as you know, in this world now and today, we are more and more, we find that we're working remotely. Or if you do go out into the field, how do you get back, or how do you sort of try and take down the time you have sitting behind that desk making modifications, or you go out to to site, you make notes in your little notebook that you've got, then you have to go back to the office, and you're still going to go make those changes on your AutoCAD drawing. So, when you're going out to the field or out on site, why don't you just make those changes immediately while you're doing this? So, be able to open up that AutoCAD drawing on your tablet or whatever you've got, iPad, make the changes so that when you're not sort of duplicating work by putting in a notebook and then going back to the office or your house and then making the changes on AutoCAD there as well. Just talking a little bit about Autodesk Drive and some of the other places that you can actually go and save your work, or access the information that you want from. Then we'll just take a look at the AutoCAD Mobile. I'm saying the AutoCAD Mobile and AutoCAD for Web. I've kind of condensed it into just the AutoCAD Mobile. It's a bit difficult to show you what AutoCAD for Web, AutoCAD Mobile looks like. Sorry, it's on my phone, so I can't really show you that on this webinar. And then just any Q&A if you've got any for that. Okay, so basically, what is AutoCAD Mobile and AutoCAD Web? Okay. If you've been in the industry for quite a long time, or if you've been sort of working and seeing how Autodesk has progressed with this whole collaboration on the cloud and the internet, it was called AutoCAD WS and AutoCAD 360. So that was the previous name. So if you have seen those sort of words being banded out, it's now become AutoCAD Mobile and AutoCAD for Web. And like it says, it allows users to access the DWG files on the go. And not just view it, or just access and view. As we see later on, I'll show you just the interface of AutoCAD, for web and mobile. You're able to edit it. You're able to share it as well. You're able to, take that folder and take that DWG and say, okay, right, I want you to edit this. I want you to download this. I just want you to have read access. So, that will be through your mobile device, or the Internet Explorer browser that you're using, Google Chrome, I think Edge, or Firefox. Okay, so when you're connecting to these two platforms, AutoCAD Web or Mobile, these are the storage providers that Autodesk is allowing us to be able to access from. So the first two there you can see is from Autodesk, so it's Autodesk Docs and Autodesk Drive. You can see over there, you can just add them. I've just added my Autodesk Drive at the moment. That's kind of the default. Then you've also got Box, you've got Dropbox, Google Drive, and OneDrive as well. So they're not just keeping it in the Autodesk stable, they're also allowing us to be able to go and access information from other storage providers as well. So that's actually very nice because, let's take it for a fact, we don't all use Autodesk, but we can all say that use Dropbox. I think a lot of people have got Google Drive, and a lot of people use OneDrive as well, especially since it's connected to the Microsoft 365 or Outlook 365. I definitely have a OneDrive, which I put most of my stuff on, so that's where I want to access it from. Okay, so if you don't know what Autodesk Drive is, if you've never heard of what Autodesk Drive is, so it's basically a cloud storage solution like your OneDrive, like your Box, like your your Dropbox, and this allows either you as an individual, or you can have a small little team to organize, preview, and share any of your design data. Okay, so you're able then to go design, put up into Autodesk Drive, and then share it with a small team, or just for your own storage over there. What can you do with Autodesk Drive? Well, upload data. You can also organize and manage your data into folders. So it's not just a flat structure. You can go create folders, subfolders, and have it kind of as the same hierarchy as you would have on your local drive as well. When you're working without anything that's connected to the cloud. You can view both 2D and 3D designs, okay, within the browser. So that's quite a nice feature. So it's not just limited to 2D, but you can view your 3D designs as well. You can also share your files and folders with others, as I mentioned previously. And like I said, they can view, edit, upload, and manage data as well. And because they can do that, they can you can access that information as well. So it's a two-way street. You working with someone, maybe they're not in your company, so they're not behind your firewall. Maybe it's you're collaborating with another engineering or architectural practice, and it's a two-way street over there with the flow of information. Okay, so how do I make it a bit easier for myself to access Autodesk Drive without having to duplicate information? So normally what happens is, if you're working on AutoCAD drawing, you save it somewhere in your hard drive, and then if you want someone to access it, through the cloud, you'll make a copy of that, into another folder, or you just drag and drop it into, or upload it to your Internet Explorer folder, or your Google Chrome folder. And but then what happens if you've got duplicates over here? Because if you go and make changes to the one that's sitting on your local drive, then you have to make sure that you upload it again to the cloud. So Autodesk created something called the desktop connector, and you might have seen it when you go into your Autodesk account. And this desktop connector will allow you to directly link the files. So you'll specify a folder on your PC, and then that is directly linked to your Autodesk Drive. And as you can see over here, I've actually got a couple. So I've got a Autodesk Docs folder, and a BIM 360 Teams folder, an Autodesk Drive folder, and a Fusion 360 folder. So whatever subscription you've taken out, it will then go, and as soon as you click on install the desktop connector from your Autodesk account, it will then go link up all the different sort of teams that you've got over there. So as you can see over there, Autodesk Drive is what you'll get. BIM 360 is a paid for subscription. Autodesk Docs, you can either pay for it but if you do have the AEC collections, you do get an Autodesk Docs license with that. And then Fusion 360, that it comes with either buying Fusion 360 or getting your product design and manufacturing collection. So you'll get a seat of that as well. Okay, so you might have seen Autodesk Docs here. So this is something that does work well with AutoCAD as well. And what is it? It allows also users to organize, distribute, and share files in a common data environment. So this is mostly what the architects use, Autodesk Docs. It goes a long way in helping you to sort of realize your BIM dreams as well, or your BIM the BIM functionality you want in your office. So Autodesk Docs would be the way to go. It is basically kind of like Autodesk Drive, but more. So other things you can do with Autodesk Docs, you can markup. Okay, so you've got some great markup tools in there. You also have a centralized issue tracking system. So, any issues, you got with a project, it'll be able to track it from there. You can create and track transmittals. and it's integrated with both AutoCAD and Revit. So that's you know, a lot of the architects, you use AutoCAD and you use Revit, and Autodesk Docs will help you realize or will help you with your sort of cloud considerations, as well as markup and just tracking certain issues. Okay, so let's get started with what Autodesk Web or Mobile actually looks like. So the next few slides we're going to see, this is AutoCAD Web, but you know, the same applies to AutoCAD Mobile. So how do we access it? We access through an internet browser, or you can access through the app for Android or Apple. So you go to your Play Store, go to your iStore, go look up for the AutoCAD DWG Viewer and Editor. So you can see the picture on the right hand side. Install it over there, or this is the one on the left. So you go to the website, and you'll see that you can sign in to your account over there. Okay, what is that web address? So it's web.autocad.com. Okay, once you have logged into that, you'll see there the screen pop up over here. On the left hand side, you'll go and add all your different service providers, or your storage providers, sorry. And if you click on each one, so I've got AutoCAD Web and Mobile loaded, Autodesk Docs and Autodesk Drive. And if you click on any of those, it'll show you the folder structure you have as well. Top right hand corner, you can see there's a search current folder, and then, you know, top or middle left, you can upload, create a new folder, and create new drawings as well. So all within this interface. So I'm doing everything solely on the internet. You know, I haven't downloaded AutoCAD, installed it. This is purely on the internet, which I think is quite fantastic. What does it look like? It looks like this, and it doesn't look very differently from your AutoCAD, does it? So, you know, you've got your drawing screen, you know, sort of over here, and then at the bottom, the most important thing, you've got your command line. And, you know, just below that, you can see their model, and then first floor plan, detailed plans, electrical plan, and HVAC plan, a little plus sign. So you're working there in model space, and then you're going through to a layout, and you're working there on your, you know, in your layout. So paper space, model space works exactly the same way you'd work in your normal AutoCAD. And you've even got your O-snaps, O-track, ortho, and polar. So it's got all those, that functionality that helps and assists with the drawing over there. On the left hand side, you've just got some properties layers. We'll go through what those are, and then at the bottom, your drawing, annotate, and model. Okay, so you know, a lot of what I've seen over the last couple of years is it has been mainly for viewing. You know, any AutoCAD that they've actually introduced, especially the AutoCAD WS, and it hasn't had a very sort of rigorous drawing, annotating, and modification sort of functionality. But I think they've come a pretty far way away. And I mean, if you look at what you've got under the draw, you can draw rectangles, circles, arcs, splines, a construction line, a normal line, polylines, hatching, fantastic. You've got your arrays, count, you've got your ellipse, and you've got your polygon. And that's all you kind of actually need for when you're creating an AutoCAD drawing. So in the previous slide, you saw that you can actually create a new drawing. So you create it, and you can actually, there we go, start from scratch. Annotation, you can measure up stuff. You can put a revision cloud around your drawing. You can measure, dimensions, sorry. So measure and dimension are different. And then you can put text and multi-leaders as well. And then in your modify tab, I mean, it's pretty much everything you need over there. Move, stretch, mirror, fillet, chamfer. And I think in the previous ones, you know, you didn't have, fillet and chamfer. Copy, trim, extend, and explode and split. You know, that's fantastic. So there you can see, you know, exactly how far AutoCAD has come with being able, you know, with you being able to actually create stuff on the web. So, you know, maybe you've got a notebook, or I think it's called a web book. I think Google Chrome came out with it, where, you know, there's not a lot of resources for installing a very heavy package on that machine, but they are, you know, you can explore the web with it, and, you know, you can use that to go create your drawings. Okay, so moving on to the properties and layers. So you can see there, I've got all my properties there: layer, color, line type, scale, line weight, your dimension styles, text styles, multi-leader styles. So you've got everything over there. Your layers. It's got a layering system. All you need: name, line type, line weight. You can click on the little block there. It'll say, would you like to change the color? And you can create a new layer as well. So, you've got everything over here. So, if you were creating a new drawing, you can at least create a layer system so that you can go on with that. Blocks. So, this is fantastic because think about it. When you normally create, a drawing, are you always creating it from scratch? Probably not. You are mostly, I would say about 70-80% of the time, just, you've already created your library components because that's the best way to draw with AutoCAD. You know, save it as a block and then bring it in and position it, and, there you've got your end drawing. Then you just have to go and dimension it. So with this, you'll see, inserting a block, and it's exactly the same as you would be inserting a block in normal AutoCAD. If you look at the command line at the bottom, it'll be, sort of select, select the geometry you want, select your base point, create block. Great, there we go. You got recent blocks as well. So any blocks that you have inserted, it'll be there. And this also, you can link it with your desktop AutoCAD as well. So in your desktop AutoCAD, you'll notice there that you can actually save your block library to the cloud. And then you're able to access it from here. So any blocks that you've actually created on your desktop, you'll have access to that. So if you're traveling around the world, you don't have to lug your computer around, 17-inch, computer, i7, 32 gigs of RAM. If you are doing very, very heavy AutoCAD drawings, all you need to do is, get to a computer somewhere, someone else's computer, open up AutoCAD Web, log in, and start drawing, and you'll have access to those blocks over there. So I think that's a fantastic feature. It's a fantastic thing they've brought into AutoCAD Web. Then external references. I mean, normally what happens is you've got a drawing, you go somewhere else, or you send a drawing to it. If you've got XREFs attached to that drawing and you try and open up on another computer, because it can't find those links because it's saved in a specific folder on that computer, the external references will be sort of unresolved. So when you do upload a drawing into AutoCAD for web or mobile, it does take those XREFs for you, and you'll see over here. If for whatever reason the XREF isn't there, it'll say status unresolved. Just get to a computer or get back to the computer that you were working on, and just make sure that everything is in place. Then you've got traces as well. So traces allows you to just put additional information on as a trace, like kind of a piece of tracing paper. Something new, I think AutoCAD 2020 or 2021, so it'll show up that as well. You can create a trace in AutoCAD Web as well, and then any list routines. So for you that if you guys have been using list routines, you can just see what list routines are in there as well. You can run it from here as well. So great functionality to put into this, and taking from your normal AutoCAD. And I think this is probably one of the most important things is that your object snaps, and you can see there they've got it all: endpoint, midpoint, intersection, apparent intersection, extension, geometric center, center, tangent, quadrant, perpendicular node, nearest, parallel, and insertion point, with your blocks. Object snaps, very, very important. I always say in my training, you guys must put your object snaps on, for accurate drawing. You want to snap to the endpoint because AutoCAD, it might look like you're snapping there, but you might just be a couple of millimeters off, and that can make a big difference when you're going out and actually manufacturing your components. Okay, so yes, it's got all of them. There doesn't have anything like the advanced ones, like between two points, mid between 2 points. But you can. There's ways to do that. Create a construction line. Find the center point of that. Okay, so going from AutoCAD to AutoCAD Web or AutoCAD Web to AutoCAD, you'll notice there, I think a couple of versions back, at the top, next to your application menu, you'll see there, new open, and then you'll see the open from web and mobile. So you might have seen that that icon before in your AutoCAD. You might have hovered across it and it says open from web and mobile, but now you know that it's just being, that allows you to save it up to those, up to your Autodesk Drive, so that you can, continue working over there. And what it looks like, so is the picture on the bottom left over here. You'll see there's a new sort of file type DWG zip. Okay, so that it takes fonts, it takes extras, things like that. So it makes provisions for taking all the DWG and anything that's attached to it as well into consideration. Okay, and then the opposite way, save to web and mobile. You can save your current drawing. When you open it up, it shows you a list of the folders you've got, and there we go. So you can go and access it, and then be able to save it onto the web, and then someone else has got the link for that, and you can, and then someone else can go and access that. Okay, on the AutoCAD mobile side, so when you log in onto your Android or iOS device, you'll see there AutoCAD Web and Mobile, Autodesk Drive, or you can add a source as well. So that adding source would be your OneDrive, your Box, your Dropbox, etc. And you have to have at least Android operating system 7 and iOS operating system 11. Okay, so those are the ones that you need to do. And with all these devices, the bigger the screen, the better. And I think you've got the iPad Pro, which is quite a large screen, and that works very, very well when you're working on your AutoCAD drawing over there. Okay. So as I said, it's similar to AutoCAD Web. It does have a little bit of limited functionality. So it doesn't have everything you've got over there. So you won't be able to. I don't think it's got all the drawing and modify functions as AutoCAD Web has got. But I mean, you still be able to get through most of what you've got. And as you can see there, you've got your properties, traces, your views, and on the left hand side of there, you can actually see what you'll see when you have opened up the drawing. Okay. So in conclusion, just collaborating as you sort of go out into the world, you're not sort of bound to your desk anymore. So you can access your drawings anywhere, anytime you want. I think most of us have got a smartphone, where you want to go onto the phone, just check what someone's done. You're on the go, you get to your next meeting, you've got a designer at the office. Can you just let me check the drawing quickly? I'm going to meet. I need to just discuss it with this, the architect or your colleague or whatever. Not limited to device. Okay, so you can do either Android, you can do your Apple iPhones, you can do your iPads, you can do your Android what are they called, tablets and stuff like that as well. And you can either do it through the web or you can do it through mobile, the mobile app. Okay, so yes, there's a bit of functionality between the web access and the mobile app access, but also what are you working on? Do you just need that? You need all that functionality, or you just need to kind of view it and it's on your phone? Great. And just never be left out the loop. You've got all that access for you at your fingertips. Okay. So thank you very much. Any questions? Okay, so I see there are no questions. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the webinar, and if you do have any questions or anything like that, you can email us at these following addresses, or phone us on those numbers over there. Thanks very much for watching.